Okay, folks, welcome to the Contrarian Trader. This is Robert Desmond. I want to begin with the chart of the Nasdaq composite last week. This is a weekly chart, and you can see that we finished up just shy of 1% on the week. We continue to outperform the Nasdaq composite. The Nasdaq has been the leading index, far outpacing the Dow Jones Industrial Average so far in 2012. And you can see that last week we had some topping action. And what I'm going to go into this in far greater detail with members in tomorrow's The Week Ahead commentary. I'm seeing some really dark storm clouds on the horizon, and we're going to set up a plan to profit from that down market. Now, the returns that you're seeing in your mutual funds, if they're heavily exposed to the Nasdaq composite, are probably very good so far this year. However, what's going to happen to your mutual fund when we get that pullback? It's going to pull back as well. So with my members, what we're going to plan to do right now is how do we profit from that pullback? And I'll be going over that with members in the weekend commentary, set to be released tomorrow. Video, it's about a half-hour video. Okay, let's get to the stocks that we traded last week. We did really well. We bested the Nasdaq, which is the leading index again. They returned less than 1%. We did better than 20% last week on a number of different trades, but mainly due to two trades. The first was STRI. STRI Holdings, we had a concentrated position in, and we began accumulating it on the 27th, right in here. And that was due to the fact that the RSI was at deep oversold levels. These slow stochastics formed a beautiful double bottom formation. So we opened up our position with the intent of doubling that position once we saw the internals, the intraday internals, the price action begin to improve. Now, this is the daily chart of STRI. Now, let's drill down to the 30-minute chart. And I like to use a 30-minute chart because although I use a 15-minute chart quite a bit, the 30-minute chart is far less volatile. So it gives you far fewer false positives. And what I saw here was that the stock was beginning to test that downtrend line. At the end of the day, on the 28th, I doubled my position in STRI. We went into the 29th with a big concentration of shares, and we had a beautiful rally. And we sold right up here. I used a 3% trailing stop loss order. Never be ashamed to put that trailing stop loss order in. You need to protect your gains. You don't need to sit in front of your computer and watch a stock rise. Let the markets take you out. Because if I didn't get stopped out, what would have happened is I would have lost a considerable amount of my gains. And I had a concentrated position. And I didn't want that to happen. So we got stopped out right where this topping tail is here. Relative to Friday's action, we got out near the highs, and we did quite well. We'll be looking to get back into STRI. I still like the stock. We needed this pullback because it was such a huge short covering rally. So we're going to be looking to get back into it. So that was for STRI. The next stock that we traded last week, and we did quite well on, was FRAN. And I'm going to show you the chart on FRAN here. And you could see how on the 26th, you had this topping tail get put in. Let's go to stock charts for a moment. You can see this topping tail here. Now look at this massive run that FRAN has had. It's a great company, great fundamentals, an IBD darling, an Investors Business Daily darling. But the RSI was well over 90. And this topping tail here, remember, you don't have any overhead supply. Your stock was never this price before, so you have no resistance levels, which makes it very difficult to short a stock because you really don't have any idea where there are sellers. But the market gives you clues, and the clue was given to us on the 26th when you saw this topping tail formed here. Then we opened up because we knew that the odds were in such great favor of us making money. I used the April 30 put contracts to get short of FRAN. And I rarely ever trade front month contracts because of time decay. However, this is like money in the bank. So I took the risk. I thought it was well worth it. We had a quick trade on this. We made 100% in a couple of days on that trade. So a great trade. I'm glad we got out because look at this, the reversal and the bottoming tail here told you there was support here. You had to get out. Don't be greedy. You got to get out. And sure enough, Thursday, Friday, those option contracts wouldn't have been worthless, but I would have lost a great deal of my profits. So it's good that we got out when we did. Now, do I always make money? Was it a 100% profitable week last week? No, it wasn't. And I can't stand these people who don't tell you about losses. And I'm proud to say I took a loss last week because I got stopped out of MDRX. This is a daily chart of MDRX because you saw these bottoming tails here. And it looked like the probability of the stock heading higher was good. However, I don't like the fact he had the 50-day moving average starting to take out the 150-day moving average in green there. I was skeptical of this stock. My plan was to use a very tight stop loss order on it. If I got stopped out, I got stopped out. That means I can get long at a cheaper level. And sure enough, you got to stand by your stops because look what happened on Thursday and Friday. And I didn't accept this much of a loss on Wednesday. We got out in the morning. We stopped out of the stock. The stock proceeded lower. Then Thursday, gap down. Friday, ugly day. More than likely, the stock chart is telling me that MDRX is going to go lower. So we're going to just sit, watch, and wait. I like the fundamentals of the stock. I like the story. It's a good company. We'll look to get long of it at a cheaper price. And again, I'm proud to say I took a loss. When I look back and say, you stood by your discipline, that's what makes you a success in trading is your discipline. Stand by your stops, and I'll leave it at that. AE, we traded as an extreme overbought stock. And you can see the RSI was above 90. This stock was just so overbought, it was ridiculous. Beautiful volume bars, up volume bars. Just an incredible run. And again, this is another stock that doesn't have resistance levels, so you have to wait for the market to give you clues as to when it's right to get short. And we got our first clue on Wednesday when we saw a topping tail form. So that told me that there were some sellers above. So we opened up a small position on AE. Subsequent to opening that position, the stock just collapsed. And we got out. We made a nice profit on that. It wasn't a huge position, but it was a nice profit nonetheless. TZA, everybody was bullish last week. We kept one leg in on the short side, and we traded TZA. We got out right here at the 1750 level, near there. Got stopped out of our trade. I'm going to be looking to get long of TZA once again because I think that there are some serious storm clouds on the horizon, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going to look to get short of this market. That doesn't mean I'm not going to add to long positions. I like stocks like CRME. It's a penny stock. However, the stock is looking good. It's extreme oversold levels. I'm going to be looking to add this stock. And I'm going to be going to all this in greater detail. Not the stocks that we traded. This is just for the blog. But the stocks I'm going to be touching upon in a few minutes. These are the stocks I'm going to go into detail on the week ahead commentary for members. So sign up, get the 14-day free trial offer, and you get that commentary. So CRME, we like the stock a great deal, and we'll be looking to add more of this stock. Apple, this is another one we shorted last week. And we did well with it. We got out. We didn't enjoy the ride down on Friday. We got out on Thursday. I was worried about the last day of the quarter being a window dressing day, and that fund managers might just bid up Apple on Friday. I was wrong in that call, but that doesn't mean that Apple's just going to go straight down. You're going to get your opportunities to get long of this stock. I think that Apple is, for the most part, done. You have your iPad release that's out. that's in the news. It's in the rearview mirror. You have 2 weeks here of just the stock did nothing. It's stalling. It's getting old, and we're going to look to open up a short position once again, but with later dated contracts, put contracts on Apple. Another stock we're looking to get long of is Agia Realty. We've traded this one in the past. Beautiful bottoming tails here. I'm going to get into this trade with members. I'll be sending out an alert if and when I do trade the stock. It's not a guarantee, but I like the chart, and it's a good stock with fundamentals, and it's a nice pullback. U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel, you'd be surprised that I am looking to build a position in, but I am due to the fact that it's going to be a beneficiary of these pipelines that are getting built in Canada and the United States. So even though Obama vetoed that Keystone pipeline, you have other pipelines that pipeline companies that are going to be building on already approved land pipes running side by side with their existing pipes. We need more pipes in this country, and U.S. Steel should do well and benefit by that. And I'm going to go into the week ahead commentary, why I like the stock, why we want to build this position, and where, most importantly, where are we going to stop out at? You need to have that question answered before you get into the trade. QTWW. This is another little penny stock that I like, which is penny stock. I rarely trade them. But however, this one is another beneficiary of the natural gas play in the United States. So we're going to be looking to build a position in QTWW. And again, Nasdaq Composite members, if you watch this, I'm going to be getting into great detail on the Nasdaq Composite. I see, again, big storm clouds. Stay tuned. And folks, I will talk to you soon. Have a great trading week. Please sign up for the 14-day free trial offer. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. Again, storm clouds are on the horizon in this market, so you need to learn how to trade it to stay profitable. Don't let your gains so far this year just fade away, and that's what kills me about being long only. You need to be able to short the market as well. That's it. Take care, folks.